Hey, what's up everybody? It's Rox and I'm coming to you today with the review for Basketball Wives Season 4, Episode 3. It wasn't really that much going on the show, so I'm going to try to make this review fast, especially since the one I just did yesterday was long. So, let's get to the show. Alright you guys, so at the beginning of the show, Tami and Evelyn get together to talk about the rumors that's going around with Chad's infidelities. I guess Tami, since now that she and Evelyn are ace boon coons, now they can sit down and talk about their relationships. Which is interesting considering that at one time, Evelyn talked about sleeping with Tami's husband and then Tami talked about sleeping with Chad. I find that whole dynamic very interesting. But hey, what do I know? So I know that Tami was trying to be a friend first when she was explaining to Evelyn that, you know, Chad is an athlete and that, you know, he's going to know women and talk to women and be around women and exchange numbers with women and spend time with other women. I'm sure she was trying to be a friend and be supportive to Evelyn, who very much so obviously needs the support. But I was kind of mad at Tami when she said, just because he's around all these women doesn't mean that he's cheating with them. I am one to give people the benefit of the doubt. You guys know that. I'm not saying that Chad is sleeping with all the women that he's, you know, is seen with and talking to and, you know, eating out at dinner and lunches with, but why do you need to know all these women again if you're about to get married? I mean, I know I don't expect you to cut all of your friends out of your life, but you don't be meeting new people. That's for damn sure. What do you need to meet more people for? And why can't you find that companionship with the person that you are going to spend the rest of your life with? Chad still has a lot of running in him. He even admitted it. And you got to admire the fact that he admitted that he ain't quite at 360. He's at 180. He's trying to get there. Either you can be patient and wait for me to get to the 360, or you can kind of go. We know Evelyn is not going to go because Evelyn loves Chad. Evelyn is in love with Chad. I think Evelyn loves the fact that Chad can do all these things for her. I mean, he's got money and he's got glitz and he's got glamour and he's got fame and he's a football player and he takes her on wonderful trips and he buys her wonderful things and he is athletic and he's got a nice body. I mean, it's just like all this stuff that she doesn't want to trade in. I mean, who am I to be mad if that's what she wants to compromise one for the other? So yeah, you know, I think Evelyn is just feeling like if she could just keep Chad's dick from accidentally falling into all these other women, then they would be fine. So, you know, last season, the big deal was that there was no balance in the show. And so I guess the attempt at having some sort of balance, maintaining some sort of balance and not always just focusing on the negativity in the show, they have decided to introduce these women and their involvement in different charities and nonprofit organizations. So on the show yesterday, they had Royce signing on to be like a spokesperson for a bone marrow donations organization. I know that Tami has her own organization for troubled teen girls, I believe. Even the new girl Keisha explained something about a breast cancer foundation that she was trying to be a part of. I know that this is the attempt at balance, but to me it just doesn't feel genuine. Like, to me it's out of place on the show. It doesn't fit into the dynamics of everything, and it's not because it can't be done. It just feels like they throw it in there, like it's hoisted on us, like it doesn't even have anything to do with anything. Just like when Keisha explained to Tami about the breast cancer thing, it's like we was just talking about, you know, the problems with Kenya, but now all of a sudden you talking about the breast cancer thing. I feel like VH1 is just like giving us that because they know we were complaining about it last season, but I don't feel like they really believe in it, and I don't think that they're pushing it correctly. Even the thing with Tami, you know, we all know that Tami has anger issues, and we all know that Tami has displayed over and over again how her anger can just go from 0 to 100 within a few seconds. and she loses control of herself. So yeah, I think it's wonderful that she's going to the psychologist and really trying to pinpoint these issues, and working on herself and her temper and all of that. Even that was out of place to me, because we done went through this whole show of everything else that was going on, and then all of a sudden she's just going to the psychologist. Again, I blame it on VH1. I feel like they just throwing it in there like, here y'all, now we said we was gonna do it, now y'all take this shit and get on out our face. That stuff to me should be a story developed around it. I mean, it shouldn't just be. It just shouldn't just be. Am I the only one that feels that? I don't know. I know Shawnee got a lot of backlash on the negative images of the show, and you know, I know that she's stuck in between a rock and a hard place. She needs to try to not let women of color be shown so negatively, but at the same time, she also needs to put out a show that is entertaining and that people are going to watch. I can tell you guys right now that I don't need a whole bunch of fighting and fussing and carrying on, but I need something a little bit more developed than this half-ass charity foundation stuff. That thing that Royce had last night was all of 10 people there, okay, and half of that was the damn camera crew. A side note, y'all, Susie, I had said today I wasn't going to talk about Susie, and I'm not going to make this about Susie, but what is wrong with Susie? Like, what is she there for? Why is she on the show? I mean, for her to go to that damn dinner that Royce had, and for her to drink like that, and for her to show out, and she just stupid. She is so annoying. But anyway, that's it. I'm not gonna preach about it. I'm not gonna preach about it, because I guess at least they doing it right. Well, okay. So Kenya and Keisha, you guys, we're gonna get to the craziness of Kenya later, but let's talk about the politics of being the new girl on the show. We've been watching this show for 4 years. We've been watching all of the other different reality shows that have a lot of the same formula for years and years. So we kind of know how it happens. You know, the new person comes on and they have to be initiated into the club. We all know that the in group on this show is Evelyn, Tami, and Shawnee. Shawnee is a given. Nobody ever gets into any beef. Nobody has the nerve enough to get into any beef with Shawnee other than Royce. And that's why I think that Royce is still there. You have to respect her tenacity and the fact that she does not back down just because you're the fucking creator of the show. And the new girls understand their places totally too. Like, they know who they need to cater to, okay? They're not really concerned too much about Jen, because Jen is on the outs at this time. You know, Royce don't really matter. You know, everybody has decided that Susie is an idiot, and they know that they have got to win over Tami and Evelyn in order to, you know, solidify their place on the show. But it just made me want to scream to have to watch that. Like, when Evelyn went out to eat with Susie and the two new girls, Kenya and Keisha, it was sort of like she was just kind of sitting back and was just like, okay, well, let me just tell you how you should be. You shouldn't do YouTube channels, and you know, you should do this and you should do that. And I was like, what makes you the fucking expert on what this grown ass woman should do? Yeah, her hair's fucked up, and yeah, she is kind of a little crazy and just a little bit off, but it's not your place to tell her that. Like, you just met her. And then for the new girl Kenya to embrace the fact that Evelyn just told you the same shit that Susie told you. What makes it different? Like, they both are being disrespectful. They both are being rude to you. But the fact that you know that you need to win over Evelyn, oh, it just made me just be like, ugh. And the same with when they were at the table with Shawnee, Evelyn, and Tami. Like, you know, Shawnee with them damn startled faces. The whole time Shawnee was sitting there, she was like this. I was just like, Shawnee. You know, Keisha played up that situation so big because, you know, she supposedly was so hurt that Kenya said all this shit about her at Kenya's audition. You know, we'll talk about it later. But, like, Keisha, for real, why you so worried about it? Like, you just met Kenya. She ain't, you know, it don't matter. Nothing about what she says or thinks about you matter at this point. You don't have to even involve yourself with her at this point. You just separate yourself. But you know, she played it up. She was so hurt. She was so upset. And it was just the moment for her to kind of just step up a little bit on the rung above Kenya. And, you know, Tami and Evelyn, they jumped all over that and, you know, kind of just was rude to Kenya. And I mean, just some sort of strange secret society where these girls feel like as grown women they still have to make themselves acceptable to another woman. It just, I cannot stand that. I'm not sure how I'm gonna feel about Tami this season. I thought that I thought that she was going to just be kind of the laid back chill type, but I can tell that she's kind of the one now that's just going to be like, I made it and I'm here now, and you know, whatever I say is just what I'm going to say to you, and you just going to have to accept it, whatever I say. You know, Tami of all people disappointed me because, you know, it was just a few years ago that Tami was treated like shit. She came on the show. She had just recently been on food stamps. Her hair was all fucked up. Her clothes was all wrong. Her shoes was all wrong. And they gave her hell. She was treated bad. And she was still a favorite. She was like the underdog. People still liked her. And I hate that she doesn't remember that. Like, you've got these new girls on here. The new girls don't have access to the stuff that you have. And it was seen that Tami would kind of remember how she was treated and cut them girls some slack. So, you know, the fact that she's talking about Kenya's hair, which, like I said, is fucked up. And, you know, the fact that she's just so mean to them, like, right off the bat, it's disappointing. So Kenya crazy. Kenya is Looney Tune straight off of the damn little short bus kind of crazy. Something's wrong with Kenya. She got that crazy sparkle in her eye. It ain't right. So you guys know Kenya wants to be a singer and she wants to be an entertainer, and she does these YouTube videos, and she has this management team that's helping her out, and you know, she's trying to make it happen. Kenya's upset about the comments that Keisha had last week, you know, when Keisha told her, I'm not involving myself in this bullshit ass video and you guys half-ass and don't know what you're doing. I'm not really going to involve myself in that. You know, Kenya's pissed about what Keisha said, yet and still she invites Keisha and Royce to an audition that she's having for these dancers. And then I don't really understand why Keisha and Royce come after they had that conversation about them not being involved with this anymore. So, you know, I don't know what, you know, they thought was going to happen at this thing. But, you know, they're sitting at the panel, and Kenya gives like an Academy Award type speech about how, you know, some of you guys have been so supportive of me and helpful for me. And, you know, Keisha, I thank you because you told me I couldn't do it. And I'm here right now and I'm hosting these auditions. I was just like, huh? Did you just insult her to her face? She's sitting right there. She was really trying to make Keisha feel like, bitch, even though you said I couldn't do it, that's why you sitting here at my auditions. And then she seemed to be a glutton for punishment, because later on she asked Tami to help her. You know, maybe talk to Tami's people, and you know, maybe they can give her some pointers of what she should and shouldn't do in her career, her musical career. And side note, when did Tami get a team? I know she has some, you know, acting gigs here and there, but a whole team, Tami? You didn't blew up that much. Hey, I'm not mad, but you know, okay. Anyway, Kenya comes there, you know, to let the team hear her music and all of that, and she's just totally unprepared. I mean, this child is so not realistic with her craft, and what she wants to do is just, it's sad to watch. Like, you know, she gets there and she ain't got her damn music. You know, she don't have her laptop. At first she said she doesn't have it with her. Then she said it crashed and broke the other day. You know, she steals the music player out of the hotel room. She doesn't have any pictures printed out. You know, she's not prepared. She doesn't really look pleasing to the eye. Her hair is all fucked up. You know, her clothes are all wrong. I was just like, what is going on? Oh my goodness. Like, even I know when you're trying to make an impression on people, you kind of put your best foot forward. I don't know what, something's wrong with her, y'all. They get her, at one point, they tell her to get up and dance, and she's just like, oh, right now? And then they were like, yeah, you know, you got to be ready. When somebody says you got to be on right then. So, yeah, get on up here and dance. And, you know, she get up there and she do a couple of, like, can't, I'm not quite ready. Oh, you know. She reminds me of those people when you hear a singer, they be on the radio stations early in the morning, they be like, you know, how about you sing us a few, you know, few notes or whatever. And then the person get to singing and the shit start cracking and everything. They be like, oh, I'm sorry, you know, I haven't had my tea or nothing this morning. No, your motherfucking ass just can't sing. So yeah, we gonna get a lot out of Kenya this season. It's gonna be interesting to see how Kenya and Keisha play out on this whole season. But you know, Kenya ain't no joke. Did you guys hear on the show when Kenya said, don't make me mad, you know, you wouldn't like me when I'm mad? I was like, oh shit, not a Brucetta Banner. Y'all remember Bruce Banner from the Incredible Hulk? That's his sister. Alright, you guys, that's it. I know it wasn't really a review. I just kind of wanted to talk about different things on the show. Hopefully they'll start getting to some real meat next week, because I'm, you know, all this meeting and going to bars and talking, I'm over it. So that's it. You guys remember to rate, comment, and subscribe to my channel. It's Rox. Channel's for It's Rox. And everything else that I am doing will be in the bottom bar below. So you guys make sure you go on my blog spot too, because I love to write and I've been writing things. I've been trying to get on it more. I'm gonna do better, you guys. And also, let me ask you guys, I am thinking about getting rid of my makeup channel and just bringing everything onto this channel, because it's just, I have more views here, I have more subscribers here, and I think I could touch more people on this channel. I know a lot of you guys don't watch me for that aspect, and a lot of you guys are used to me doing the reviews. So you guys just let me know in the comments below if you would be willing to suffer through some of my makeup videos and fashion videos and all that stuff, or you guys want me to just keep it separate. Whichever way you say, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But that's it. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Until next time, rock stars. Bye.